course, it's manpower shortage. We have to do our own repairs, you see.
Don't you go out to lunch with the others?
Well, it doesn't take me as long to eat my lunch. Besides, I like tinkering with machinery.
Well, we're from the Morning Record, and we wondered if you'd...
That's a fine paper, isn't it? I take that every morning for the pictures and the comic strip, of course. Did you want to see anybody in particular?
Oh, no, you'll do all right. You must be a man of some influence in the town.
Well, I wouldn't go as far as to say that, but everybody knows me. I suppose that's because I'm connected with the town council.
Good. Well, we've come down from London to take some pictures of Tangleton, and if you're not too busy, sir, I wonder if you'd mind showing us the town.
Oh, I'd love to. Oh. I've made a record. I'll play it to myself one day.
What sort of a place is Tangleton?
Tangleton? Oh, it's a wonderful place. We're very proud of it. We've got a coal mine, a cheese factory, and I was born here. That's our wonderful old church, built in the 15th century. They call it perpendicular style.
Well, what else have you got to show us?
Well, there's Sir Timothy Strawbridge's house. Wonderful man, Sir Timothy.
Friend of yours?
You see him? No. Practically nobody's ever seen him or spoken to him, but everybody in Tangleton loves him because he's such a generous and kind-hearted man. He's given us no end of libraries and hospitals and things.
Wonderful, but where do the real people live?
The real people? Oh, you must be Mr. Oxbold. That's where he lives. Fine man. He's the chairman of our council. He's very generous and kind-hearted, too. Wonderful man to work for.
How many people live in that house?
There. Let's see. 1, 2, 4.
4? Okay, Charlie. Where do the little people live?
Little people?
Yes, the little people, the people who do all the work of the town. People who go to Home Guard and pay their income tax regularly and obey all the rules and regulations.
Oh, you mean people like me? Well, you can't be interested in people like us or where we live.
Well, where do you live?
Well, if you must know. You see that black spot behind that smoke? Well, that's where I live, Paradise Row. That's our social club there. We're all members, subscription 10p a pint.
I think I'd like to join now.
Oh, you can't. They're not open.
Which one's your house?
This? Number 13. This is our house.
Now, how many people live there?
Let's see now, there'll be 14, including baby.
14, huh?
Ooh. Oh, Mr. Oxbold will be pleased when he sees this.
Gribble, make the tea.
Yes, sir.
You're keeping Mr. Oxbold and the councillors waiting.
Yes, Mr. Sanitary Inspector, sir. Coming right away. Any moment now, sir.
Therefore, I propose that in order to preserve our great and noble industry, he's making, the rat paid a shilling a tail for his piecework instead of 6p as at present.
I object, because the rat catcher is the sanitary inspector, and Councillor Jug is the managing director of the cheese factory.
What's that got to do with it?
Because the sanitary inspector gets the cheese from him to feed his rats, and then sells the tails to us.
I demand an apology.
Have you any evidence to support this serious accusation, Councillor Stubbins?
The sanitary inspector is the councillor's uncle.
I resent that insinuation. He's only my wife's uncle.
I object.
It is agreed that the increased payment for rat tails shall be made by the council to our hard-working sanitary inspector. Now, the next item on the agenda is the municipal road sweeper. Has Councillor Miffin's subcommittee prepared the report?
We have, Mr. Chairman. As you all know, the new road sweeper has recently been delivered and the down payment is now due.
I object. How much is the down payment?
£150.
And just where will the council find £150?
Nowhere. And if Councillor Stubbins will kindly keep his seat, I will continue the report. In view of our financial situation, the subcommittee recommends that the sweeper be returned to the maker.
Mr. Chairman, I disagree with the recommendation of the committee.
So do I. We badly need that new road sweeper.
In Paradise Row,
Let's do with a new road sweeper.
And if we cannot find the money in the treasury, then we shall have to raise the rates.
Rates? With the municipal elections coming along in less than 6 months? The man must be crazy.
Gentlemen, you may be surprised to hear that for the first time in our association, I find myself in agreement with Councillor Hopkins and his associates. We must keep our new road sweeper. General Purposes Committee will now go into executive session. And as is customary, the public gallery will be cleared.
Ladies and gentlemen, please.
the idea?
Well, read this. Now that we're alone, I think I know how the money can be raised without drawing upon the town funds. The kind and generous Whitehall Bureau of Municipal Research and Reconstruction will give it to us.
Do you mean the government will buy the new road sweeper for Tangleton?
Well, not directly, Councillor Filbert, but they will give us a grant of £200 to carry out a public opinion investigation of our town.
I object. What is a public opinion investigation?
An investigation of the opinions of the public.
Ah, what does the government want to know?
Everything that doesn't concern them. In the interest of planning the clothes, the food habits, the housing conditions, the lives of our people, it is urged that every local government authority conduct this investigation, for which a grant is offered.
I still object. What's that got to do with sweeping roads?
Nothing, of course. But it shouldn't cost us more than £50 to get a man to go around asking these silly questions on these forms. And the other 150 could be used as